Hey everyone, James Azar here with the CyberHub podcast. Happy Monday, your practitioner brief for Monday, June 15th, 2020. This practitioner brief is available online at cyberhubpodcast.com/practitioner brief. You can just go to the website, select our podcast, practitioner brief, get the PDF in your inbox daily with the video and audio of this podcast. So you don't have to go look for it. It comes right to you. Share it with your friends, colleagues, and associates at work. And let's get into today's practitioner brief. Here we go, folks. Accessory giant Claire was hacked in order to steal credit card information. The giant Claire, known for its accessory stores and shopping malls, as well as its subsidiary Icing, were compromised in April and may have allowed hackers to gain access to consumer credit card data. The attack happened right around the time the lockdown was initiated. Claire, which is a giant retailer, obviously in over 2,000 malls, immediately within the lockdown perspective, had to move to an online model. The Mac card attack, which was known to increase and were reported a lot on it in the fourth quarter of last year, now is popping. Now it's going to start popping back. I think we're going to see a lot more of these attacks go on as more businesses transitioned to an e-commerce model, trying to float the lockdown that impacted the economy. A lot of the TTPs and the supply chain attacks for this specific Mac card attack on Claire's can be found on our PDF at cyberhubpodcast.com. Make sure you sign up there to get this directly in your inbox. U.S. officials have been alarmed by Zoom's cooperation with the Chinese government. I have long been an advocate that we can't trust anything that comes out of China, that we ought to protect our supply chain. And with the COVID-19 crisis, Zoom became an extremely popular app. However, it's now being investigated on the Hill by multiple senators and as well as several congressmen. After Zoom confirmed that at the request of the Chinese government to block 4 June 4th meetings that were illegal in the Chinese country. It closed the accounts of 3 individuals located outside of China. The purpose of the meeting was remembering the 31st anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre. And Zoom's willingness to cooperate with the Chinese government leads many to question its integrity in terms of actually protecting your conference call data and conversations that are being done on Zoom. So beware, you've been told, use Microsoft Teams, use Google Meet, WebEx, plenty of US-based LAN solutions for this outside of Zoom. So just keep that in mind. And finally, a GTP vulnerability exposes 4G and 5G networks to high-impact attacks. The vulnerability in the GPRS tunneling protocol exposes 4G and 5G cellular networks to a variety of attacks, including denial of service, user impersonation, and fraud. This according to researchers from Positive Technology Security. There's a lot to go around with this. Several vulnerabilities that occur within the GTP protocol. In fact, that it doesn't check the user's actual location. Another, they argue, is that the subscriber credentials are checked on the serving gateway equipment by default. The researchers discovered that it was possible to launch a DDoS attack against a cellular network by sending multiple requests to open new connections, thus exhausting the DHCP server protocol or pool of GTP tunnels, preventing legitimate users from accessing the internet. This has significant impact on the 4G, 5G networks and their compatibility to do just exactly what people say they can do. And we're about to see more of these vulnerabilities being discovered with the rolling out of the 5G network and the integration of 4G and 5G all together. So this has a ton of impact in terms of how we communicate and how secure our communications are, and how people can interrupt communications specifically for organizations. And we saw this happen with the COVID-19 crisis, where people were looking for conference call systems. We just highlighted it here with Zoom and its association with the Chinese government. as security folks, we ought to examine our supply chain. We ought to be looking at all these different communication networks that we are using, and we ought to start really addressing these with our vendors and our suppliers. And if the market asks for it, they will deliver, folks. They will absolutely deliver. That's it for our practitioner brief today. Make sure you subscribe, give us 5 stars. You'll get this daily in your inbox at cyberhubpodcast.com. Until tomorrow, folks, this is James Azar signing off and telling you all to stay cyber safe.